security advisory.
Like, I knew that in my mind, but I didn't want to hear that. Welcome back to the channel, you beautiful souls. It's Rachel, and I forgot to film an intro, so I'm doing this voiceover instead. I hope you guys are all having an amazing day so far, and I just wanted to drop this quick video about prayer. Also, not so fun fact, I missed my flight on the way home for spring break, so the beginning of this video is me trying not to be too butthurt about it. But if you want to learn about prayer, stay tuned. So I had a flight that left at 7:15, and I didn't know it left at 7:15. I thought we boarded at 7:15. So lo and behold, I walk my tushy over there to the gate, and I tell the lady, hey, I'm here for my flight. And she's like, yeah, they're done. The plane leaves, and I'm sitting there looking stupid. And I was literally in the building. That's the wild part. I was literally in the building. I could have picked myself up, went to the gate, and been there on time. I was there an hour early. But no, I sat somewhere else. And then when I pulled up, she was like, oh yeah, I know they're done. So I'll be here till 9:30. And it is 7:23. So I literally told my mom, I was like, Mom, I was in the building. I could have gotten the flight, but I missed it. So she was like, it's okay, everything happens for a reason. And like, I knew that in my mind, but I didn't want to hear that. I didn't, because I wanted to be on my flight. I wanted to be taking a nap right now, but instead I'm in the airport. So I'm trying to be grateful and look at it from like a different perspective of like, maybe something could have happened. Maybe God was trying to protect me, because I had no inkling. Like, I didn't even check the boarding pass. I just knew in my mind that we boarded at 7:15. I think that's pretty wild. I hope all of you guys are having a good day though. So while I'm stuck here in the airport, I figured, why not make some content for my channel? So here I am, and today I'm gonna be talking about prayer. Let's go. So there are 3 ways that you can grow in your prayer life that I'm gonna outline in this video. And there are so many other like pointers that I could mention or could like bring up, but I wanted to leave it to 3 because prayer has a lot of like, there's a lot of misconceptions about it already. So I don't want to make room for confusion. I just want to make it simple, short, sweet, to the point. So the first thing I have here, as to how to grow your prayer life, is to read/apply scripture. And I know that's kind of like, it's simple and it's like, oh, obviously, but like, some people don't read the scripture, and then if they do read it and they don't apply it, so then it's weird, because they're like trying to pray to someone who they don't know, haven't heard of, don't know how to communicate with. It's like we don't have, I don't want to say verbiage, but like, we don't understand God's methods of communication. Like, God responds to sacrifice, God responds to obedience. Like, those are a few things that God responds to, and not knowing like how to communicate with him and how to do that, it makes it so much harder than it has to be. So applying scripture, knowing that like, if you ask, then you'll receive. If you seek, and you'll find. If you knock, the door will be open. Like, that kind of like back and forth, knowing that if we do a thing, then there's also like a response for that. So yeah, and you'll be able to pray much more effectively if you read scripture. And you'll just be able to overall understand God better, because God is his word. So the second point that I have here is to be intentional. When it comes to God and your like relationship with him, intentionality is everything. Like, you can do all these actions, you can check every box, you can dot every I, cross every T, finish every sentence, finalize every paragraph, whatever.
This is a security advisory. For your safety, please do not.
So like I was saying before, intentionality is everything. Like, you can You can check a whole bunch of boxes. You can come to God and say, well, God, I've read the word every day for 200 days straight, and my Bible app has a 200-day streak. Additionally, I listen to worship music for like 5 hours. I did all this stuff. But having the heart posture of doing it just to do it and not because you want to grow closer to God, it really gets problematic, because then you're acting like it's your works that saved you and your works that made you whole and the works that just allowed you to live. Like, we get so caught up in our works, and God has really blessed me with this new awareness of knowing that everything that I have now, I didn't get it on my own. I did nothing to deserve it. It was only by God's grace, God's mercy, God's love. Like, I could not live, period, without him. It's not about the actions, it's about the heart. And that's why even when we fall short in our actions, that God is still gracious, because he knows our heart. And even if our heart is bad at a moment, he's still gracious. That's just how good he is. But to grow in your prayer life, be intentional with your time, with your words. Be as intentional as you can. So the last tip that I have about growing in your prayer life, give God time to respond. Now you might be like, what? Like, obviously, like, give God time to respond. Or some people might be like, God doesn't even talk to me. But it doesn't always have to be audible, right? A lot of times we forget that prayer is a conversation. So it's you talk and then you give him time to respond. But a lot of times we just cap it off at the first part. We're like, okay, God, this is what I need. This is what I want. Like, you're great and all, but like, this is what I need from you right now. And so that's how we cap that prayer time. And there is so much more potential for depth in that prayer and depth in that relationship, but we don't give him time to respond. I mean, giving him time to respond obviously will allow space for you to get more guidance, right? But additionally, giving God that time will help you to increase your patience, because you're forced to wait on him. He doesn't always talk immediately. It's not a situation where you're like, okay, God, what do you need for me to do? And he just immediately starts responding. It doesn't always work like that. And that's okay. But we have to give him time to respond. For real. It'll help you grow so much. I thought somebody was walking over here. I got nervous. But give God time to respond, yo. Because he has so much to say, but we don't give him time. We don't open up our hearts for that. I wanted to add a bonus tip as well. And that bonus tip is, know that prayer is not based on emotionalism, right? And by that, I mean, we can come to God with our emotions. We can come to God with our prayers, our fears, our concerns. We can come to God with fervor. We can come to God lazily at times when we don't really have the strength, right? But we dictate the effectiveness of the prayer based on, a lot of times, whether we cry or not, or whether we feel something physically. But prayer is not about a sensation. It's not about crying. It's not even about strong emotions. It's about opening that space to have a dialogue. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it was pretty short, and for me it was a little spontaneous because I wasn't planning to be in the airport right now. But if you enjoyed, let me know. If you enjoyed, let me know. And I'm super excited to post another video, hopefully next week.